So this week we are looking at units of liquid volume. All right. Now, liquid volume, liquid volume is not the measurement of weight. Some people get liquid volume confused with weight, and it's not the measurement of weight. Liquid volume is the measurement, well, volume itself. We have to look at volume and then look at liquid. So volume itself is the measurement of the three-dimensional space that an item occupies. Okay? I'm going to copy and paste that directly from that online textbook. Volume is how much three-dimensional space an item occupies, no matter if it is a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So you're actually measuring that space that it occupies, not a length, not a weight. It is a space, the actual space that it takes up. When you're talking about liquid volume, you're obviously just looking at the amount of space that that liquid takes up. And do you know the units of customary liquid volume? The units of customary liquid volume. We use these when we're cooking. Right, well, we'll use it for oil, we would use it for water, we would use it for milk, anything that we would use for cooking. But what I'm saying is the units that we use for cooking. So the units of liquid volume are cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. And before that, before cups, we have what we call fluid ounces. And I purposely put the word fluid in front of it because an ounce is also a measurement of weight, but a fluid ounce is a measurement of liquid volume. Now, when you get a measuring cup, all right, if you were to go to your kitchen and grab a measuring cup, a lot of those measuring cups don't say FLOZ on it. They'll just say OZ for ounce. But it's incorrect. It actually should say fluid ounce on there because you're dealing with the liquid volume. You're not dealing with weight when you're pouring liquid into a measuring cup. Okay? So it's fluid ounce, cup, pint, quart, gallon. And of course, it's FLOZ, C, PT, QT, and GAL for the abbreviations. Fluid ounce, FLOZ, cups is C, pints is PT, quarts is QT, and gallons is GAL. And so these are things that you're used to. These are things that you use every day if you're cooking, if you're trying to measure liquids in the kitchen. That is what you use. Now, a fluid ounce. Oh, hold on. Let me make that bigger again. Sorry. Go ahead. And let me know when you're ready. Okay. So if you were to measure something with a fluid ounce, A fluid ounce is very small. So if you're measuring liquids in fluid ounces, what do you think you could compare it to? Oh, okay. Let me make this bigger, and I'll be right back. I'm going to grab something so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, I'm back. How are you doing with your notes? Are you still there? Okay, how are you doing with your notes? Are you still writing your notes? Okay, that's fine. All right. So when you're dealing with fluid ounces, you're dealing with very small measurements. So like liquid medicine can be measured in fluid ounces. They're very, very small measurements. And I know you can't see the different measurements that are on here, but on a measuring cup, you also have fluid ounces. So you have your fractions of a cup, and it tells you then how many fluid ounces are in that. So if we have 3/4 of a cup, you have 2 ounces, 2 fluid ounces of liquid. Okay? So if we're comparing only ounces to cups, you see that ounces are small measurements, where cups are larger measurements, right? So when you're measuring with fluid ounces, you're measuring liquid medicine or very, very small amounts. If a cup itself is equal to a small glass of water or milk. So if you have a full cup, that's 8 ounces. You know how they say you have to drink several 8 ounces of water a day. So this is 1 serving of water is a cup. It's 8 ounces, okay? If we move up to pints, pints would be a large glass. So a larger glass of milk. So you take 2 cups and they equal a pint. And usually a larger glass is close to being a pint. All right. And then gallons, or quarts, quarts. There are 4 cups in a quart or 2 pints in a quart. So you're measuring about half a gallon, those small cartons of milk, you know, the smaller cartons of milk, not the big jugs, but the smaller cartons. Those are quarts, and then when you get to gallons, you're looking at the larger jugs of milk. So when you go to the store and you get a large jug of milk, you're getting a gallon of milk. So let's take a look at the equivalency table for that, and I'll type them out on the board. As soon as the board cooperates and moves for me, there we go. So let's write out the equivalency for our customary units of liquid volume. All right. And make this bigger so it's easier to read. All right. So on this chart, we have 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces, 1 pint is equal to 2 cups, 1 quart is equal to 2 pints, and 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. But let's finish this logic. Let's finish this logic out here and complete this equivalency table. So if we know that there are 2 cups in a pint, and we know that each cup is 8 fluid ounces, how many fluid ounces are in a pint? It's almost like a word problem. If we know that there are 2 cups in a pint, and in each one of those cups there are 8 fluid ounces, how many fluid ounces are in 1 pint? 16, very good. So 1 pint is equal to 2 cups and 16 fluid ounces. All right, what about quarts? If we know that there are 2 pints and 1 quart, and that in each one of those pints there's 2 cups, how many cups are in a quart? There's 4 cups in a quart. Very good. All right, using that same logic, how many fluid ounces are in a quart? If I know that there are 4 cups in a quart and there are 8 fluid ounces in a cup, how many fluid ounces are in a quart? How many fluid ounces are in a quart? $32, very good. And now we're going to look at our gallons. We have 4 quarts in a gallon. Well, if we know that there are 2 pints for every quart, how many pints are in a gallon? if we know that there are 4 quarts in a gallon, and in each quart there are 2 pints, how many pints are in a gallon? Eight. Very good. All right. If there are 8 pints in a gallon, and we know that there are excuse me, 2 cups for every pint, how many cups are in a gallon? $16. Very good. All right, using that same logic, if we know that there's 16 cups in a gallon and in each cup there is 8 fluid ounces, how many fluid ounces are there in 1 gallon? $128. Fantastic. So in 1 gallon there's 128 fluid ounces. And this is your equivalency chart for customary units of liquid volume. 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is equal to 2 cups or 16 fluid ounces. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints or 4 cups or 32 fluid ounces. And 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts or 8 pints or 16 cups or 128 fluid ounces. So if you have this written down, when you go to make your conversions between customary units of liquid volume, it's going to be much easier, right? And then we also have to talk about the logic between conversions. When we studied customary units of length, the conversion logic stated that, excuse me, when converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit, multiply by the reciprocal of the equivalency, and then when converting from a larger unit to a smaller unit, multiply by the equivalency. So that logic is not changing from one unit of measurement to the next. Okay? From one customary unit of measurement to the next, it doesn't matter whether it's length or liquid volume, that conversion logic stays the same. So let me know when you have this written down and we can move forward. Okay. All right, so if we take this and we do some conversions and we apply the logic, how many cups are there in 8 pints? So for converting 8 pints to cups, what would the answer be? $16. We just apply our logic. We're going from a larger unit to a smaller, so we're just going to multiply that 8 by the equivalency, and we know that 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So we have 16 cups. Very good. How about what if we have 4 gallons and 7 quarts and we want to convert that into quarts only? What would that be? All right, so let's take a look at that. So first we have to take our gallons, right? And we have to convert it to quarts. So the logic states larger to smaller. We're just going to multiply that 4 by the equivalency. So know that there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So we're going to say 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 16. And then we're going to take the quarts that we already have of 7 and add it to that, and that gives us 23 quarts. So very good, 23. How about converting 20 quarts to gallons? So now I want to convert 20 quarts to gallons. What would that be? All right, so the logic states we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So we have to take the 20 quarts and multiply by the reciprocal of the equivalency, and there are 4 quarts in a gallon, so we're going to multiply by 4. So 20 times 1/4 is equal to 5. So you have 5 gallons. 20 quarts is equal to 5 gallons. Let's do another one. Another possible scenario that you'll see on your assignments. All right, I have 11 quarts, and I want to convert that 11 quarts into gallons, but it says that I'm going to have gallons and some quarts left over. So what would that answer be? 2 gallons and 3 quarts. All right. So we have, excuse me, 11, and we're converting it to, well, we're going to convert that to gallons, correct? So we have to first multiply by the equivalency, or by the reciprocal of the equivalency. Okay,